Hey, Kathy. So good to see you.
Good to see
And
you
I
too.
know we did a call earlier today, and in that call, you
Hmm.
mentioned a testimony about your diabetes, your blood sugar
Yes.
that you've been having. Can you just share with me a little bit of what that's all going, and everybody else out here, what that was all about, or what's going
Well,
on?
I a couple months ago, my blood sugars were really, really high, and I thought, well, it's because of the lockdown, and I'm not moving a whole lot. But it was getting to the point where it was scary, and I called my doctor. My doctor said, okay, we're going to readjust your meds, and that included insulin. And I've been on insulin for a while, but she thought, well, let's start increasing it. And I went, before we do anything, I'm going to make some changes. Can you wait? And she said, sure. I said, let's wait another 90 days, because every 90 days I have my blood work done.
Okay.
And what that blood work does is it tells you really how good you've been for 90 days. So you could be good the day before this, the blood sugar thing is, your blood sugar could be perfect, but what this does is it counts how many little blood sugar cells. And so what happens is they count them, and that they can tell from this blood test really what your blood sugars have been averaging. So that was in May. And so I started changing some things. First of all, I, started doing our supplement, which is amazing. Um, and then I started having more energy. And as a result of having more energy, I started moving. And I noticed that I had more energy for sure. And because of that, I did start walking. And then I started walking every day. And then 1 mile became two became three. And then, of course, because of that, I started eating better. But just the moving itself was lowering my blood sugars. And as of today, what's today? September, in the middle of August, I was able to get off my insulin.
Wow, that is just amazing. Now, when you say
Yeah.
that you got moving, because I know we've had other discussions as well,
Yes.
when you started taking the Swish, you noticed something where
Oh,
you just started getting more energy, and that allowed you then to start moving, which
yes.
maybe the
Yes.
combination, you can't say that it was just a Swish that did
No.
this, but
No, but
maybe
I
it was the
had,
benefit that helped you. What you have noticed
right.
is the
Well,
lower blood sugars, right?
let's look at it from the day. Now, I think I took my first thing of Swish the very first week of June. Okay, now we're in the beginning of September. That's what? How many months has that been?
3.
3 months? Not even? Yeah,
Yeah.
3 months. I was barely able to get out of bed at that point. I had no energy whatsoever. And I know after the first week, I noticed that I woke up before my alarm went off. And then I found in the morning, I felt like I was coming alive. But as a result of that, when your blood sugars are as high as mine was, you have no energy. Your blood's not circulating. You're just feeling like a slug. So I was blaming it on the lockdown, and no, it wasn't just the lockdown.
Yeah.
It was the fact that I didn't have, you know what? This is how I felt. I felt like I was dying. So when I first,
Oh,
had,
that's a pretty dramatic statement.
but that's how I felt. I thought, don't tell me that this is as good as it's going to get. I mean, I'm going to be 64 in my next birthday, which is not far, next 2 months from now. And I said, I will not go into my, finish my 60s feeling like I'm 80. And I was saying, what do I do? And then I started watching you and Elka on your Facebook lives and went,
Yeah.
well, Elka's looking, not that you didn't look good, you always look good, but I noticed with Elka how her skin looks so vibrant. And I went, and she always has such energy. And then there was Buddy the dog, who you rescued. And then I noticed Buddy the dog was all excited and, full of energy. And I thought, I'm going to find out what this is about, because I've been looking for something that wasn't a pharmaceutical brand of something, because I'm already on enough meds, I felt. So when I first saw, mostly the blood analysis really showed me something. When that blood, it scatters. And what that does is it allows flow, or, once our cells and our blood starts flowing, then we have great circulation. And then that I can see why my energy level went from nothing to much better in a week. And then now it's like, I mean, I logged last month over 100 miles walking.
Wow.
And I feel I feel amazing. And
So in a way, Swish really did change your life.
it did. And I've lost like 25 pounds. Hello. I mean, wow, that was huge, because once I started moving, I started eating, but you know, it's like the domino effect.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, what I weigh now is what I weighed back in 2013 when I was training for a half marathon. And I think I weigh, as of today, less than that. And I've done nothing more than just feel amazing. And for anybody that has, okay, I'm a type 2 diabetic. I've had it. Was diagnosed in 1992. In the beginning, I was able to, you know, do diet and exercise, but through, you know, as the years progressed, then it became, oral meds. And then from there, when it hit insulin about 5 years ago, now remember, I've been on insulin for 5 years. And as of August, I'm done.
No longer. And you started
Well,
and again, you started taking the Swish around that first week in June.
in June.
So that's about 6 weeks or so.
Yep.
Wow.
Didn't take long. No,
that is
didn't.
amazing.
Didn't
So
take
happy
long.
for you, Cathy.
I am
So
too.
happy. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Thank you. I thank you for putting up all those Facebook Lives so that I could follow you too on your journey over those months. And I was like, and I kept watching going, you know, you guys look so good and energetic. And I was, you know, but then again, I was sitting on my, you know, watching Netflix, watching Netflix and eating anything that wasn't nailed down. And so, but now it's like, I mean, even now I'm sleeping, like full night's sleep, and I feel amazing.
Which is so healthy for the body in itself.
Well, that is the way our bodies get restores itself while we're sleeping. And if we're not getting that restorative sleep, you feel it. I mean, I think that's why my energy level was probably non-existent, because I was sleeping maybe 2 to 3 hours a night. And it was, you know, it was hard, because uncontrolled diabetes, you're up all night, because if you think about it, you are wringing out your kidneys, because that's why people have to go to the bathroom so much. You know, what happens is when the blood sugars think about locks and keys, and that the blood cells, you know, a lock, the insulin is a key, and they all have to match up. And if you have excess keys, where's it going? So you're you know, having to get up and go to the bathroom all night long.
And so now that's no longer an issue for you.
No.
Wow.
Nope.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I love Sealy by Design. I love Swish. Let me say, that's why I'm wearing well, it's almost the same color as the Swish bottle, but no, I love it. I am amazed with the product and the technology behind the product. And it is no wonder that I feel the way I do.
Awesome. Awesome. All right.